Hi, everyone. Thank you so much and welcome back. It's always lovely to connect with you. As I say all the time, this is one of the best parts of my life. So I really treasure sending these messages out to you. I received a few notes. Sheila, we miss you outside on the trails, and I'm going to hit the trails shortly. I'm there every day. The problem is I wake up every morning at 4:15 a.m. And so by the time I make it out there, it's still dark. It's too dark to record. So I am going to get back out there and do some weekend recordings when I go a little bit later. So thank you so much for staying tuned. But you guys, let's jump into the topic today. And I was divinely inspired to share this message with you and created based on a few conversations I've had in the last couple weeks. And I just want to say this straight between the eye head on. I hate, this is our title, I hate who I am in this relationship. I hate who I've become in this relationship. So that's the summation. That's the title. That's not how I feel about all of you, just the title of our video. It's it really is. I think most of us who are tuning in can relate to that statement. You know, sometimes there's an aspect of the relationship that is fantastic. It's an isolated aspect, but then the broader aspects of the relationship, how you feel in it, how you function, what comes up, can be torture. So I was recently sitting with a former client, and just it's really, this work is very validating because people will, one of the things I always say when I'm wrapping up a process with someone is drop me a line, let me know how you're doing, let me know how things have turned out for you. And I'm always delighted that many people do. So he had reached out. He was like, yeah, I just want to get you updated. Do you have a little bit of time? And I said, yes, certainly I do. And he said, I'm in new relationship. Showed me some pictures of his new love interest, gave me the rundown on his new life. And what was so intriguing about reconnecting with him was the work that we had done was almost exclusively focused on the dynamics of a very toxic relationship that he was in. I mean, in every way that a relationship could like bubble up all the dark aspects of who you are. This is what this relationship had done to him, but it was a very passionate relationship, physically and emotionally. So really that was his hook. And as we were talking, he said, I'm truly experiencing myself as a different person inside of this relationship. Even the way he looked, he had lost weight. He was bright eyed, clear, so much more calmer, and just really, literally experiencing a new aspect of himself in this refreshed relationship. And so, one of the things that I want to point out is, in as much as we fall in like or fall in love with a person as the relationship is unfolding, we also fall in love with who we are, or we fall in like with who we are inside of that relationship. It's a nuanced aspect of relationships that people don't discuss much, but that's what makes this channel different. We go inside the innards of relationship, and we put that right next to issues that impact our mental health. So, I just want you to think about the relationships that you truly from your soul, not just one or two aspects of the relationship, but you thoroughly enjoy that relationship, and think about who you are. I want you to think about who you are inside of that relationship, not just about the other person, but what are the dynamics? What does that chemistry, that chemical connection that you share? And I'm not just, it's tempting to just make this an isolated conversation about romantic relationships. I'm talking about all relationships, relationships with co-workers, friends, your children, other family members. Who are you? Who have you become, or who have you allowed yourself to become inside of that relationship? Exceedingly relevant conversation I want to have with you today. I'm asking you, as a favor to yourself, as a gift to yourself, don't just continue to look at the relationship on the surface level. Look at what does the relationship bring out in you? Who have you become? Or who have you not become in the relationship? This is really at the heart and soul of what a healthy relationship is all about. In a healthy relationship, you are also not just experiencing certain aspects of the person, but you're experiencing certain aspects of yourself in an elevated way, meaning when you're not even in their presence, you are still left in that afterglow. As they say, love lingers on. You know, a college student could be away in a dorm room, and the regard and the love and the connection they feel with their mom or their dad is with them, sitting in those classrooms, uh, is with them, having dinners, lunches, traveling, what have you. It lasts a lifetime. The negative aspects can last a lifetime also. So, you know, the title of this video was also inspired by a conversation that I had with someone this week, and I'll get to that in a second. But I want to put myself in the hot seat because I can certainly relate to hating who you've become inside of a relationship. I remember some years ago, and I've talked about this particular relationship on the channel before, but never quite with this nuanced twist to the topic. It was toxic for a variety of reasons, and I remember it just kept getting worse and worse. And then one of the final conversations I had with this person, he asked, you know, you don't think we can give this another try, you know? And I said, I just, bottom line, I hate who I've become. I don't hate you. I hate the woman that I've become in this relationship. And just to take you on a bit of a deeper dive, I think we all have insecurities. I'm a human being, I'm no different. We all have uh, demons that we battle, what have you. But I could honestly tell you that until this relationship, if I was battling demons of insecurity, they were happily shopping at Macy's or the Cheesecake Factory, enjoying themselves. I began to observe myself really decompensate emotionally inside of this relationship, doing things that insecure people do, constantly stressed and worried. What is he doing? He would make little comment, you know, unnecessary comments to try to trigger that. I didn't understand that then. I understand it now because he was a passive aggressive, manipulative personality. And we, as you hear me describing this, by no means, I don't want anyone to get the impression, oh, well, you know, you're the captain of your own ship. You should have been able to say something, do something. That's not what I'm talking about. 100%. 100%. And I did eventually do something. I got myself the hell out of the relationship. I'm talking about what bubbled up within me. I had not been familiar in seeing myself as just this person who's, I was doubting myself, my self-worth, my value. It literally just brought all of that stuff up to the surface. And I remember just brushing my teeth one morning. And I'm like, God, after being stressed out for an entire evening by this person, like Jesus, Joseph, and Mary, there's just got to be more. who I've become is a shell of my once vibrant, smiling. If you see Sheila, you're gonna see this big smile, life of the party, great conversation. All of this just started to diminish, and more as a woman and just as a child of God, I just experienced myself. There was a darkness, a dark energy that I was experiencing as a result, a direct result of being in that relationship, which is ultimately what tore the relationship apart with other things. But I have to tell you that oftentimes we will sit and we build a narrative around these people that we allow into our lives at varying levels. You know, some we do keep more at bay. Some of these people are on the interior of our lives, and we build a narrative that keeps them there and keeps us locked into experiencing ourselves in less than elevated ways. Some of those narratives could be, it's just kind of a difficult rough patch. We're working through it. Sometimes the narrative could be, oh, these are my issues to work through. It's not their issue. I need to just stick with it, keep working on myself. You guys, this may be true. That may be true. But here's the caveat. This is where I want to take you to the deep, deep underbelly. When you are with someone and issues surface, that, or maybe you came into the relationship with things that you need to work on, here's the deal. And you can drop a comment and let me know if you agree or disagree. But here's the deal. You the energy of that relationship, that person does not exacerbate those issues, meaning they don't make it worse. That person, their presence does not make pre-existing issues or issues that have come up inside of the relationship, they do not make that worse. And when they do, it's really time to take a harder look, because yes, it's about the chemistry you experience and the connection you experience in the relationship. What else is it supposed to be about? That's the heart and soul of what a relationship is, our camaraderie, how we get along or how we don't. So my question to you becomes, how long do you stay seated in something where you are not experiencing yourself at your best? And sometimes it literally does boil down. It's not that you're a bad person or they're a bad person. It literally boils down to your chemistry together. Um, Again, putting myself in the hot seat, then I'm going to share this final story with you. I, just because of dynamics and how I grew up and things of that nature, I have always had a problem with just those overbearing, dominant, forceful personalities. It's just not, it triggers a lot in me. And I have been in romantic relationships with those individuals. Those relationships didn't work for a variety of reasons, but one of them was that chemical mix and what that brought up for me. And some people are perfectly fine with that. They'll let it kind of roll off their back. Not me. I'm a sensitive person. So thank you, God, for sending me a partner who is very calm, very gentle, nurturing, and very understanding. So it's no surprise that inside of this relationship, which I've been in for over a decade, very happy with, it's no surprise that my work has flourished. I've My personal development, my spiritual development, just who I am in general has flourished because it's a relationship environment that produces that. So in essence, what I'm asking you to do is pay attention to the relationship environment that you're existing in, and pay attention to the way you feel, what comes up for you in the relationship. And sometimes we think we need all these cataclysmic reasons. Oh, they're drinking, they're smoking, there's abuse. I really have to have strong reasons to go. I'm telling you, put lack of healthy chemistry on the list. that's a good enough reason to say, listen, who you are and who I am and what I need and what I don't need, it just doesn't jive. It just doesn't jive. Maybe in the next lifetime, I don't know. But I'm just not for constant heart palpitations, chronic disarray. I just firmly believe in my spirit. Look, we get on the same page, we get this thing situated, or we need to do something different, because life is just too short to be in this chronic state of let's try to figure it out, let's try to do backflips. When does this get cool? When does this get good? When does it get okay? Organically, there's enough issues that can come up in a relationship that are challenging. An illness is challenging. If someone loses their job, it's challenging. The death or loss, that's challenging. Why does the relationship chronically need to be dissected and be a challenge? So I'm asking you to look at the quality of the relationship environment and who this person makes you. And what I mean by that is, who are you and who have you become inside of the relationship, based on the chemical blend or mix between them and yourself. So the last story I want to share with you is, I was sitting with a gentleman, and I had worked with him long enough where I had all the history on his mom, his dad, his family. I knew that deep contextual information, your point of origin information, is how I would describe that. And he was talking about a current relationship, and he said, I just she plays games with me. I feel like a little kid. I can't do anything right. I'm trying to please her. I'm trying to please her. Just going on and on, like on the verge of just really very emotional. And I just stopped. Let me ask you a question. Let me just check in with you. Why is it that you're hell bent on being in a relationship with your mom? Why do you want a romantic relationship with your mom? And he just like choked and caught himself. I've had many of those type of moments in my practice over the years, because I can see how people will repeat these patterns. And he just choked in emotion, and he caught himself. It was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm in the same entanglement with her that I'm in with my mom. And I said, listen, you have to step back here and look at who you are. You're not the 38-year-old accomplished, loving, skilled, kind, grown man that you know yourself to be. When you're with her, you're the 7-year-old who can't do anything right and who's being parentified. Why he was drawn to this that's a different video. But the point being, you're just wondering why you hate yourself. You literally hate yourself in this relationship, but you can't seem to tear yourself out of it. You can't seem to tear yourself out of it because you won't take full responsibility that there is a toxic result bubbling up based on who you are, who they are, the dynamics that come up when you're together. And God bless if if the toxicity turns you on and you want to stay in it. Toxicity can be healthy to the extent you recognize it and you work on it and clear out and get some fresh air in there. But that takes work from two people. So, I can't stress it enough. And I'm talking to you as a woman. Relationships fascinate me because just, and they have for years, the dynamics of what our childhoods, how that shapes us into adulthood, our relationships with our children, these patterns. I really love looking at patterns because once you see it, if it's a healthy pattern, we can celebrate that. If it's a toxic pattern, folks, we have to start looking at things in refreshed new ways. I can't stress it enough how quickly your life will go on automatic pilot. And the problem with that is not automatic pilot in and of itself. It's 2 years goes by and you're on automatic pilot. 5 years goes by and you're on automatic pilot. Then you look up, I have clients in their 70s and 80s. And, I love them dearly, enjoy working with them, but they would tell you, I, honest to God, my greatest regret is not getting myself off automatic pilot earlier. I ended up giving this person or giving this circumstance the lion's share of my life. And I get it now, and it's great. But how much time do I really have to live out these vast, robust, and vital lessons? So that's the greater part of my work, is getting people into these woke states about what you're doing, who you're giving your time to, who you're giving your energy to, because all of this matters. And again, bring it full circle. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about friendships, relationship with family members. I'm telling you, I've gone through some stuff with people, and thank the Lord that God removed me out of it. But I'm so passionate about this work because had I had the information beforehand, I would have been able to really step back and say, I don't even like who I am in this. Like, this is a dynamic that is so very toxic. And I could have stopped it sooner or not gotten into it in the first place. I'm here to save you time. I'm here to save you sanity. I'm here to promote and encourage a strong, connected relationship with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This is just my platform. It's what I'm here to do, is to infuse you with that information and inspiration. And I cannot stress it enough. Pay attention to who you are inside of these relationships. I was met, and I use the term loosely, friend. I was in my 20s, and little did I know, it's a friendship that no longer exists. It spanned a good a good decade or so, a little bit over a decade. And I'll tell you that the toxic dynamics, didn't realize I was doing it, playing out a lot of this childhood stuff, issues, left and right came up, and the Lord in his grace was trying to give me all signs and signals. This is so bad for you. Like, this is going to end very badly. And had there been a video like this, someone to really check in with, had I just understood this little piece, this nuanced piece of stopping and paying attention to who you are inside the relationship, it really would have saved a substantial amount of fallout. So I encourage you and challenge you to really start thinking about relationships beyond the surface level for your health. And the three words that I love the most: ease, joy, and glory. Everything does not have to be this gut wrenching battle. They would just, ships, submarines. Let's get to the good parts here, people. So thank you so much. If you're loving what I'm doing, please do subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you, and I'll be back with some more terrific content shortly. Thank you.